the Auburn Blitz Podcast, your direct source for all Auburn all the time with Brett Pritchard, Faith Richardson, and Randy Lee.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Blitz Podcast here on a Tuesday morning. We are so glad that you have joined us wherever and whenever it is that you join us each and every day here on the Auburn Blitz and making Auburn Blitz part of your daily Auburn athletic intake. It's Brett and Faith, as always, here to get your morning started, and we are so glad that you join us. And we are on a recorded podcast this morning, so we aren't live, although it is kind of live for you when you're watching it. But so comment. We do love the comments. Continue to keep those going throughout the show. We just won't be able to interact with you, and so we always give that disclaimer. But good morning, Faith.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Absolutely. And as we're filming this, it's halftime of the national championship game. So don't know how this thing's going to end, but I do have to just ask your take on the first half so far, outside the technical glitches for ESPN, which have been horrendous. Just your take on the game to this point at half.
Fernando Mendoza looks like he is fearing for his life, and Miami looks like they are hungry, foaming at the mouth for literally any sort of Indiana player out on the field. It doesn't matter what is going on the field. They are just ready to go ahead and take someone down, and
it ain't working.
The first quarter for sure, while watching Fernando Mendoza either run for his life or just take some really hard hits and just get right back up right after.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I'll take the opposite side. Miami looks like they struggle to get 10 yards. Mendoza's 12 of 17, even though he's taken some awful dirty hits in the first half, like you were saying. And that last drive for Indiana really was a statement. 14 plays and really, really shoved it down their throat. And, you know, again, we'll see how it happens in the second half. But right now, Miami doesn't look like a 10-0 lead feels like a 20-0 lead. They missed the field goal. They just don't look like they have any signs of being able to have anything consistent on offense. Carson Bell had to go for it. Like, when you go for it on your 35 down 10-0,
yeah,
like that was about to be the ball game. Like, if they don't get that, you're basically going to hand Indiana a touchdown right there. They're going to go up 17-0. That would have felt like it was 31-0
right,
with the way Miami's playing. So we'll see how the second half. Can Miami make some adjustments? It is only 10-0. So
yeah.
You know, it's not like it's some insurmountable lead, but right now it just feels like Indiana has the upper hand. So we'll see who makes the best adjustments at half and if Miami can come back. But not many times Miami plays at home and they're outnumbered in the stands. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I know. That is unbelievable. And that shows just the fan base that Indiana has and how much they were all willing to pay to. I'm sure the flights also had to be so expensive.
Yeah, you know, those things were price gouging to the highest. And,
yeah,
you know, here's the the Indiana fan rationale. Faith, we ain't never been here. Maybe our program's never won anything. We barely sniffed bowl games, much less get into a national title game. So we hadn't had to spend any money all these years. So let's just, hey, if it's $20,000 for a ticket, let's buy it because we may never go back again, or we may whatever. But anyway, they showed up for sure. And everybody kind of felt like that. But we'll see how the second half turns out. All right, some things to talk about here this morning. Kamari Todd is another addition out of the portal for the Auburn Tigers. Does that get Auburn to 33 now?
I think so, yeah.
I think we had 32 yesterday morning, and Auburn adds Kamari Todd later in the day, really right after we got off the podcast, a little like mid-morning, announced that Kamari Todd comes to Auburn by way of Chattanooga. So had a really productive year, though, for the Moccasins this year.
Yeah, he's from Gardendale, Alabama, so coming back to not too far. But yeah, he had 50 tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss, an interception. Um, I mean, he had a good year.
I mean, when you have 50 tackles, and you're a DB, it says one or two things. You're really aggressive, and he could be. I hope he is for Alex Golish and this staff to go out and grab him. Or your first two levels of defense are terrible. and all the secondary guys are having to make all the plays back there. I have to be honest, I haven't watched anything on Chattanooga, nor do I care to. I will look at the stats and say 50 tackles from a DB is pretty good.
Yeah.
So, again, like you said, coming back to the state of Alabama. Gardendale, we will actually pass Gardendale, Alabama this morning on the way to Jasper, Alabama for one of our shows. So I'm sure we'll talk about that. Say, hey, that's where Kamari Todd's from, right there, as we pass in the early morning hours here on a Tuesday. But anyway, Auburn picks Kamari Todd up. So that's 33 now to the portal. So Auburn had 34 get in. They now have 33. They're not done. You know that. Which segues us over to Auburn picking up the first commit for 27. And guess what it is, Faith?
A tight end.
It is a tight end. So, hey, look, we did watch a little film on this guy.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Like size and speed. I mean,
because sometimes when you look at tight ends, because of how big they are, both, height, but also muscular wise,
right.
It doesn't look like they're incredibly fast.
Right.
It kind of just looks like they're floating through the air. This guy he's got some wheels on him. He is fast.
He is. He's lean too. He's going to put on some weight. See, he's a little bit undersized, from a weight standpoint at 215, but
yeah.
Man, he's a big, he's just a big wide receiver right now. At 6'5", 215, he looks like just a really, really big wide receiver. Kind of reminded me when I was watching him of Sedarian.
I was thinking the same thing. I was going to wait and say, if you thought the same thing, because, you also look at the way that in some of the film that we watched, that he's able to jump up and make some of those crazy catches. Obviously, these weren't defended catches.
Yeah.
He was making some big jumps, and obviously with that size, you'd be able, you'd expect him to be able to. But,
what's happening around these parts? Tight ends at Auburn?
Alex Golish, dude. That's what's happening.
Wow. Getting first commitment of the 27 class is a tight end, and he actually looks like he can make plays.
Alex Golish, Larry.
He might just change the entire mantra around this place.
Hey, anything to have that room become a room that you actually want to utilize, and you aren't worried about them being out on the field.
You couldn't even use the ones we've had as decoys because nobody on the field went, well, if they throw it to them, we hope they do. It's kind of like, please throw it to that guy because something disastrous is going to happen for them. He's either going to catch it and fumble it.
Yeah.
Or he's just going to drop it or whatever, anything, or he's going to tip it off his hands and we're going to pick it off. So teams encouraged Auburn in the last several years to go to the tight end. So hopefully with what Auburn's done in the portal and now picking up the 27 commit in right here and seeing what can happen. Looking forward to it. I'm waiting to see how Trey Proctor, again, he's the 27 class, but waiting to see how that works out. I think it sends a message that the tight end is going to be a major part of this offense. And Alex Golish makes that a priority as a former tight ends coach. And it's important to him to have that element in offense. And look, if you're worth a darn, in modern day offense right now, the tight end's a very important piece in college and in the pros. If you're not a threat offensively with your tight end, you're behind. And they create the biggest mismatches. I've said it a million times. You know that. They create a ton of mismatch. If you got a guy that can block and release off the line of scrimmage and run really good routes, and 90% of the time they're going to be matched up on a linebacker that can't run as well as them, or a defensive back that's way undersized. Yeah. As we watch some of this film on this guy, this poor guy lining up in front of him, I almost dismissed this first clip because I'm like, is that guy in the 5th grade covering him?
I was like, well, there's no defense on him really. So,
but I mean, that's what you're looking for. I mean, I'm watching, this kid is tiny, man, but that's what 6'5" tight ends do to defensive backs that are 5'11", 6 foot.
Right. You're 100% right.
So, that again, big get there. First building block for Alex Good. We've been so caught up in this portal and everybody coming in and out of the portal. You sometimes forget, hey, look, we still got to go get some high school guys. We do have to fill a class. So, don't know where Auburn really jumps up in the ranking, in the portal class ranking. Don't know that Kamari Todd really lifts Auburn up there. I'll try to do some digging here while we're on to see if that moved the needle anywhere. Let me see real quick now that I brought it up, I just got to find it. So, and it picked a really good time for my phone just to not decide it wants to search for anything. So, we'll see if we can get that pulled up here before.
Why don't we do our partners and then while we look it up?
We can do that. How about that? That's what happens when you're trying to do some things on the fly. And we'll start with Sensagreen. How about that?
For air that's cool and clean, call on Sensagreen. They are the carrier experts in the state of Alabama. Proud supporter of Auburn athletics and a proud supporter of the Auburn Blitz podcast. And for all of the warmth that you're going to need right now with everything going on, you want to make sure that you have a carrier unit, and Sensagreen's going to save you thousands of dollars. So call on them.
Absolutely. Can't say enough great things about Sensagreen. And by the way, I have it pulled up, and I hope you pulled the same one up. Did it jump as much as I think it did? Wow. Okay. All right. Scout Program Management, a full construction management firm located in Birmingham, Alabama. They will take you from the pre-construction phase all the way to the finished product. Scoutpm.com. If you've never worked on a massive budget project and you think you can go in there and do it yourself, I can go ahead and tell you you're making a fatal mistake. You got to call Scout Program Management. You have to have a program management company lead you through the project unless you are some expert in that field. But most of the time, you're doing something else in your organization and you don't have time to manage a project that size. So call on Scout Program Management. I promise you, you will be glad you did.
Bunkers in downtown Auburn. Make sure you go there for the basketball game tonight and for all the NFL that's coming up this weekend. Bunkers is a place to be, downtown Auburn. I mean, you can't beat a lot of their deals that they have. They have some of the best happy hour deals and food deals too. So make sure you head over to Bunkers in downtown Auburn. They got 50 parking spaces downtown. Head over there and have some fun.
And Cart Source, Alabama's premier golf cart superstore. Easy Go, Cushman, Yamaha, Club Car, whatever it is that you're looking for, they have it in every style. And if they don't have what you're looking for, how I don't know they wouldn't have what you're looking for because they have a million golf carts out there. But if they happen to not have the one that you would want, they will order it for you. They'll customize it for you. Again, if you want to call ahead, 334-231-2205, but take our advice and just go see them. You can test drive them. That's Faith's favorite thing to do is to go out there and test drive those golf carts. Okay, I was looking at the wrong list.
I was going to say, because I ain't looking at the same list that you are. You're really excited about it.
I was looking at the wrong list. Auburn does have 33, like we said, but they did not move in the portal class ranking. So still number 12 in the country in portal class ranking. And we said this yesterday morning, it would take, a lot of the big heavy hitter guys that would move the needle for you at this point have already gone somewhere. Now, does that mean you're not going to pick up some good quality pieces like Kamari Todd or, whoever else that you're able to add? Yes, you can do that. But is that going to make you jump up 2 or 3 or 4 spots? Probably not. Not at this point. So you and I talked about our grade on the class. I think you and I agreed that it was a B+. It's a pretty solid deal. And Byron Brown carries a ton of weight to getting you up there. Solid pieces. We'll rank those here in the next week or two when everything kind of settles. Like you said, we will kind of list everybody and in a rank order of who we feel like the best down to the bottom of this class. So, but still, hey, still top 12.
Yeah. Not terrible.
No, could be way worse.
Yeah.
Oh, could be. One of the things everybody was concerned about, like you said yesterday, you brought it up, was could Alex Golish recruit at this level?
Yeah.
Well, we know he can get guys out of the portal and get guys from his former team out of the portal. Now, let's watch him recruit this 27 class and see what kind of players and how many does he go after. Again, the strategy and the way things lay out now, do you really want to go pour a bunch of money into high school guys, or are you going to be a lot more picky and selective and maybe go get 10 or – are we going to see high school classes shrink from 25, 28 guys down to like 10 to 12, Faith?
I think you might. I think depending on the coach and depending on – I mean, look at Kirby Smart this year in the transfer portal and how many guys he has. It's very few out of the portal this year.
Yeah, he's got 9.
Yeah,
got
9.
Yep.
And I don't know how many he's planning on getting out of high school, but he is somebody that I think does recruit heavier out of high school than going out the portal. Because again, like we said, they lost a lot of guys, and I don't.
Yeah, if you keep guys, Faith, and don't lose them, and you keep getting top-ranked high school guys, and they're willing to stay there and develop,
yeah,
you don't have to go dive into the portal and get 25, 30 guys. But for teams that have had a coaching change, like Auburn, like Florida, like Arkansas, I can go down the list. Ole Miss. Sometimes you have a mass exodus.
You have to be aggressive in the portal.
Correct. So
I don't know. I think it's just going to play out because, again, you still have to see who's getting recruited out of high school because of whether or not they're going to stay the course. And honestly, you have to think about what they're being offered to stay the course.
Arkansas has 40 guys out of the portal. LSU has 38, then Auburn has 33. And I believe those are the top ones out of the portal they are. So Auburn's up there in the top 3 and getting guys out of the portal behind Arkansas and LSU. And then you've got Kentucky not far behind Auburn at 29. South Carolina and Missouri have 25. Florida has 24. Mississippi State with 22. And then it goes on down from there. But Auburn in the top 3 in the SEC in numbers of guys out of the portal, and probably not done.
Yeah.
Probably not finished yet. So, but had to do it. A necessity for sure. Had no choice there. Okay. All right. Let's go over and talk some basketball. Got a basketball game tonight against the Ole Miss Rebels. And, we say must win all the time, and that gets overblown. But really feel like if you were going to go on the road and kind of turn some things around, I know you just got to win at home against a not very good South Carolina team. but Auburn is actually a 2.5-point favorite on the road against a team that has the identical record as them in Ole Miss, 11-7.
Yeah, Ole Miss has won 3 straight games, 2 on the road at Georgia and Mississippi State. Ole Miss, though, last year, Auburn was able to really shut them down. They had a few big guys that, were pretty good, but they lost everyone. like it's normal now. But I mean, Dia's still there, and he's one of the guys that was probably one of the best players on the team, other than the really small guy.
Right.
I mean, these teams look really similar, Brett.
They do. And I thought it was interesting. ESPN's headline on this game, Ole Miss host Jovic and Auburn. That's how much notoriety Philip Jovic has gotten over the last week. And you would never have thought, a title like that would have read before the season started, Ole Miss hosts Pettiford and Auburn, because all the notoriety, everything around this team was centered around Todd Pettiford coming back. The priority was on Todd Pettiford coming back, him being named as one of the top guards in the country. Still, even though he's had his woes offensively, still has decent points per game average. But he's had some inflated games that's helped that average go up. But for the most part, in SEC play, he has struggled to score, and he has struggled to distribute the basketball the way he needs to do it at the point guard position. Again, we've said it a million times. We feel like he's out of position, but I don't know that Stephen Pearl has any other choice. Who else are you going to put there? I mean, you're not going to put Blake Mushalik out there. They put him out there for 6 minutes the other night, and that ain't what you're looking for. Now, it's no cut on Blake. I mean, I'm just saying, I think Blake's a good player. I think he hustles, but that ain't what you're looking for in SEC play. Yeah,
this is a game that Auburn is expected to win, but also this was in when we were kind of doing our prediction for the rest of league play for Auburn. This is supposed to be a no-brainer win.
I don't know that we have any no-brainer wins anymore.
But
before, no, correct.
This is 100%. Supposed to be.
Yes.
Because of Ole Miss and the last couple of years that they've had.
Right. And they haven't been having a good year either. I mean, they're mediocre at this too. So yes.
Neither is Auburn, so.
Yeah, we're both 11-7. So that's like, pointing the finger at somebody and you have 3 pointing back at you.
But our 11-7 schedules look so different, and that's kind of where I see Auburn.
But is the X factor being on the road? Yeah, can you go on the road and play a solid game when Auburn struggled the last couple times at home? I know the Arkansas game was kind of the anomaly out of this thing, but lost A&M, blew a 16-point lead, struggled the entire night with South Carolina, couldn't find the range from outside, couldn't hit a three-pointer for nothing. And so you go on the road and shoot like that, you are carrying an L back home. And so this is a stretch where Auburn's got to go to Ole Miss, and then they got to go to Florida this weekend.
Yeah, and Florida's kind of found their groove.
And we haven't won in Florida since Lord knows when. Yeah. So this is a big game for Auburn. I mean, I know we say that every time, but this is one of those when you and I were talking about the schedule on the post-game show the other night. For Auburn to get to 10-8 in league play, they got to win this one.
Yeah.
This is one that you got to win looking at the rest of the schedule.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
You were right on. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Yes. For them to get to 10-8, they've got to win this one. Or somehow pull out some upsets to make up for it. So, which can happen. It's basketball, and there's nobody that's really
It just
dominant.
takes, maybe a little bit of time to find the groove and
I
find
like your
Auburn's.
I like
But
your positive demeanor with that. I
thanks. I'm
appreciate that.
trying over here.
2026 resolution. Let's all look at things glass half full instead of remind me to tell you. I told you, I texted you earlier. I got to tell you the story. There's just some people in this world I'm concerned about.
But you know
It
who we're
just,
not concerned about?
huh?
You know who we're not concerned about?
Who are we not concerned about?
Our partners, because they're the best.
That's exactly right. And that's such a good segue in to this. And I mean, boy, you tee it up sometimes and you just knock it out of the park.
Hole in one. Oliver Ross. For all of your bartending needs, Oliver Ross is going to be the bartending service for you, whether it's a party, wedding, sorority, fraternity, date party, work convention, 20 to 20,000 people. Again, I don't know 20,000 people, but they could probably be at this national championship bartending for all I know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They are professional licensed bartending service, so make sure you call on them for all your parties or whatever it might be, because they're the best.
They are the best. I'm still impressed with your tee up there. That was just a smooth, seamless transition into our partners. I have to give you kudos on that.
Thank you.
All right, Russell Medical Center, one of the top 3 hospitals in the state of Alabama, partnered with UAB Health. And when it comes to healthcare, there is nothing more important in the world. All the money in the world, everything that you have means nothing if you don't have good healthcare. So check out Russell Medical Center in a much smaller town environment. Don't have the hassle of fighting through all of that. And when you got family members or yourself that's sick and you're needing help and you're needing treatment, you don't want to have to deal with all that. So check out Russell Medical Center. Again, great facilities, great doctors are going to put you with the right people and take care of you. Partnered with UAB Health, Russell Medical Center. Alex City Marine. Love the Blackfin 27-foot center console right there. I love all the different types of boats they have at Alex City Marine. I've been taking my boats to Alex City Marine for a long time. My bass boat, my Phoenix, my pontoon boat, all of my stuff gets serviced through Alex City Marine, and we appreciate them so very much. You need to check out Alex City Marine. If you're even thinking about buying a boat, then go to Alex City Marine, 256-215-3474. I know the weather sucks right now. Hey, ice this weekend? Ice storm?
No thanks.
How about let's get that on out of here. So talking about bad driving conditions, throw you an ice storm out there. You ain't seen bad driving conditions till you get one of those.
Talk about bad driving conditions. Miami just scored.
Wow. So what's 10-7?
Yeah.
They have the ball to start the second half.
57 touchdown yard run. 57 yards.
They just gashed them. Well, we got a game. So Miami, like I said, earlier in the show, hey, what kind of adjustments can you make? They rolled the dice, went for it, got it, went down and missed a field goal, didn't leave Indiana any time. But, hey, look, felt like it was a little bit of a desperation thing. Felt like the game was getting away from them. Now it's a ball game. Now it's 10. Now what does Fernando Mendoza and Indiana do here? They pick right up where they left off right there before the end of the first half, kind of dominating the line of scrimmage offensively. And Fernando Mendoza, if you give him a smidge at a time, is going to pick you apart. So, hey, look, looks like we're in store for a good second half. So, hey, but we got business to tend to this morning. We are on the road. By the way, before we get off, everybody go check out our YouTube channel. Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube right now, you're already there. So just slide over and look at the episode of On the Front Row of Faith with Elijah Freeman. Great episode, by the way. I give you applause there. I enjoy watching them live in person. Then I go back and watch them, the edited version, what you put together, and just very well put together. Encourage all of you out there to go watch that if you have not done that. A little insight into who Elijah Freeman is. And that's what's so good about these interviews. I know it's what you enjoy the most, Faith, is we don't you're not talking strategy on the basketball floor. I mean, a little bit goes in, but you're learning and allowing them to tell everybody, Auburn fans and anybody that watches, who they are as a person, their background, all the different things about their personal life.
Yeah, and super, super fun. And like you said, I love getting to dive a little deeper than just the numbers that people might think define them. And so,
Right.
really trying to tell the story about how they got there and basically say that the numbers don't define them. So, yeah, like I said, really good episode. And he's awesome. A lot of fun to talk to. And he's got some real talent.
You know who I'd love to see you interview? And this would be a challenge. Philip. That one would challenge.
Maybe towards the end of the year.
But he's working on it, man.
He is.
And yeah. I just think he's got such a fun love. Like, it would be fun, I think. I think it would be a fun one. You got your eyes on a couple of other players that we want to talk to. Going to talk to some of the women basketball players as well because, again, I think that win over Alabama the other night was really massive for them, and they've got some really young, good players on that team. I know you're going to dive into some more softball. Going to get to some volleyball players. We're going to get to all of them, get to all the sports. We got a lot going on this week. We're going to be on location at Pepper Tree on Thursday. Possibly have some guests over there. So just a lot going on, and we're going to be here for it. And we want to make sure all of you are as well. We appreciate all of you that have subscribed to our YouTube channel, taking us over 14,000 in 1 year. In 1 year, we've gone from nothing to 14,000. So we appreciate all of you so much. Continue to pass that word along. Hit the like button. Appreciate all of you on Facebook as well. And all of you out there in podcast world, you can now grab us there, whatever it is, whatever mode that you pick, we're there. So you can listen to us there. So, all right, Faith, you got anything else this morning?
Hope everyone has the best day ever.
As always, be good to people, be nice. And we'll see you tomorrow morning for another edition